Tales unfolding, stories untold. Voices rising and we're breaking the mold. Fearless and bold, we're taking the lead. Empowering minds, planting the seed. Sinar Daily, shining bright. News that's bold, news that's right.
Assalamualaikum, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody listening to Sinar Daily. This is Top News Podcast, and I am Tasim Loman. Today, we are live in the studio with the Petaling Jaya Member of Parliament, Petaling Jaya MP, PJ MP, YB Lee Chean Chung.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, YB.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you for coming. I'm so excited because he's like one of the major faces of PKR. To be clear, he has recently resigned from his post as a leadership council.
Yep.
After 17 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 17 years. That's like a whole SPM habis dan habis lah kan?
SPM, yeah.
Yeah, budak habis SPM. That's a whole like high school, primary school life. Okay, today our topic is fixing the system. Time to fix the system.
Right.
And we're not talking about which system because there's a lot of systems we want to talk about today, right?
Okay.
We're going to be talking about government, financial system, and also the political system a little bit as last.
Sure.
Okay, all right. So before anything else, I want to talk about the first topic, which is actually, okay, we won't go deep because it's super deep and super controversial and super belum di-debate di parliament lagi.
A which issue?
Tabung Haji.
Debated.
Debated,
Yeah.
but some
waiting for more actions.
Yes,
for
exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
Aside from the fact that most of them walked out during the first session. But okay, so let's talk about that. The reason why I'm asking YB on Tabung Haji, aside from the fact he's a rep to the people, you are also economy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you guys actively
topic of hearing or discussion in the past 3
I think someone has really healed it in a very good way that it didn't really come to the picture of public.
Okay.
That prompt us to call for hearing.
Okay, all right. So the RCRA punya report has been completed and been published publicly, and it's supposed to be further debated in Parliament on what's to be done, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So given the whole situation, what would the select committee be pushing for in terms of a statutory body like Tabung Haji?
Yeah, that definitely is a very controversial topic and at a very controversial timing because we have been told that the report was actually done 3 years ago.
Okay.
And the timing on why it's only completed so-called and ready to be debated in Parliament is anyone's guess. At the same time, I have been following the debates. That was Tuesday, right? 2 days ago.
Yes.
And it was really very heated debate. Opposition, strangely, a block of them walk out,
Yes.
though they are paid by taxpayers to really monitor and to scrutinize the government. I have really no idea on why they choose to walk out. But at the same time, looking at how Tabung Haji issue unfolded, right, we get to see the clearer picture. That is a very blatant abuse of power and also misuse of public funding that has caused a near collapse of an important institution, not only, of course, for pilgrimage and to the Muslim friends, but also to the country, because it also represents the reputation of our country. I remember talking to some African friends when I was abroad, right? They paid very high tribute, actually, and regards for Tabung Haji, because it's a very inventive mechanism set up back then to allow our Muslim friends, right, to perform their pilgrimage. But then it's really saddening to see so many controversial corruption and abuse of power and also misuse of public fund without due procedure that happened on Tabung Haji.
So like in terms of the financial system itself, right? have you as a PKR leader and also as a leader, a member or rep, and also person in the select committee, have you like scrutinized the report and have highlighted like the key issues that we should be highlighting?
Yes, indeed. Even before I became the MP, when I was still an Adun, I mean, knowing you back then, right? That Tabung Haji was a very important issue.
Yes.
I remember even before 2018,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
And then the RCI was set up after 2018. So in that case, right, to say that we only pay attention, or I only pay attention recently, is not true, because Tabung Haji together with Felda and other so-called institutions, right, that are embroiled with so many problems, it didn't start today.
Yes.
It happened years ago. So for select committee to really take part in the whole monitoring mechanism and also to further scrutinize, of course, we need to wait for the government action. And I hope stern actions, including all the recommendations by other MPs, some deemed very timely and very accurately, I think, pointed out the problems, to have a multi-agency task force, to look at even some projects, right, so-called projects of investment that write off entirely, right? If we look at a single, I think, biggest project in Saudi Arabia, I think about 1.8 billion was actually wiped up and totally. So that's amounted to about 20% of the total build-up. We built up 10 billion, right, from taxpayers' money on this fund, but about 20% wasted and write off entirely in one single investment. And there are 14 problematic investments. Out of 14, 7 of them got really totally write off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also there's also like a debate on how Tabung Haji is under the regulatory framework of Bank Negara Malaysia. So from a financial governance and public policy perspective, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you support the BNM oversight for TH, and how would this impact unique operational structures?
I am open to that
Okay.
because we know who could provide better governance structure, and in this case, definitely Bank Negara is one of the very good candidate. And it's also time after decades of Tabung Haji Act, right, being implemented, and since its enactment, I think it's really time to look at how can we provide better governance structure to Tabung Haji that are embroiled, I think, in so many scandalous problems. Another thing, Tasnim, I would like to highlight is a very fine line between really corruption and also, I think, being stupid in making investment. Because remember last time the, I think, Auditor General report, right, also said, oh, it is actually not corruption, but it's doubly mahal.
Okay.
So
Accident.
sometimes stupidity is a very good disguise, right? A good excuse for you to really get away from so-called commercial criminal investigation. I believe moving forward, the country needs to be more performance-oriented.
Okay.
So if you trying to really blur the line of being incompetent and stupid, but causing so much of losses to the people, right? I don't recall any single person being, I think, terminated or even being, in this case, right, demoted. So I believe the culture of excellence also equally important.
I love the fact that you highlighted that we should be performance oriented, which is kind of insane. Does that mean we're not performance oriented? Isn't that like should be the priority in our lives right now?
That
like
should,
the best people should be on top.
Yeah, that's actually should be the baseline. But unfortunately, the way we look at it, it's not only far from being performance based, but it is like they are competing on who can actually do the worst. Or in this case, Tabung Haji. So we look at the case of, say, Putra Perdana, also causing the loss of 183 million. That's not a small sum, and I think enough to buy the entire Sinar Harian building.
Oh my God.
But and we know that Putra Perdana is closely associated with a fugitive figure called Jolo, right? And I mean, God knows where Jolo is today. And why that investment came by at about 2014. And Jolo was very, I think, still very active back then. And why the fact that Tabung Haji management or even the directorship, right, could allow these things to happen, I think that warrants really a lot of investigation.
I mean,
It's Jolo again.
I think maybe Jolo has performed really well. That's why.
But that has caused a complete, again, written off. 183 million
please,
down to zero.
I'm being sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic here.
Yeah.
He has performed in Hollywood really well.
That's
maybe.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I'm being sarcastic now. I'm not being serious.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. But
okay.
who knows? Jolo looks like very serious figure sometimes back then.
Betul.
Yeah.
So moving into it's great that we're talking about Tabung Haji because you said the report was actually 3 years ago, dah complete RCI, right? But only published recently, coincidentally during the Negeri Sembilan election. A lot of people saying that is actually very focused on politics, not counter the situation to get votes ke apa ke whatever. Do you think that was related or not?
I think given what has happened, right, you can't stop people from thinking that someone has weaponized the report, the RCI report that has been sitting on the table of someone for 3 years, and 3 years is a long time. And you are hiding the facts from the knowing of many pencarum lah, right? Many depositors in the past 3 years, which they deserve to know the entire picture because RCI is also, I think, formed by using public money. So in this case, to me, it's unfortunate for people to have that perception, and we cannot blame them.
Exactly. So, was it just a bullet used because?
How good, right? If you imagine, I sit on the select committee, right? If it's reviewed or published 3 years ago, a debate, and then we committee can also step in to say that we should follow up after, like PAC.
Yes.
After a year, we look at the
probably we have solutions now.
Yeah, we have solutions now. Things probably are on better footing, and those that I think we are doing injustice. Maybe some perpetrators could have been brought to justice, right? 3 years is delayed justice is injustice.
Exactly.
In my case,
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but good for those people. They have been, I think, continue enjoying their life.
Okay, all right, that was harsh. Okay, so this is Tabung Haji, and let's move into. Okay, I want to touch something. Masa Tabung Haji, I mean, aside from the era of Tabung Haji punya RCI ni, there was also another thing, GST.
GST, SST, MNAT.
Yes. The T's. Let's talk about all the T's. Let's spill the T's. What's your take on GST and SST? Because there has been a lot of calls by, I guess, businesses who may be wanting GST more than SST now.
I think before that, right, it's actually not a total substitution, if I may clarify, because GST and SST actually operates on very different regime. I think the only setback, right, was that in 2018 we scrapped the whole GST system. So we also have to be mindful to bring back GST. You need to re-download, reinstall, and also reactivate much system, and that is costly. So now, since we are living with SST, allow me to comment on a few problems with our MOF and SST sits under the Custom Department. First is really the interface of, I think, paying SST, what do you call that? By the company, you need to pay your SSTs either monthly or quarterly, right? The interface really is not user friendly. It sucks. I thought probably if you are letting people pay, right? Pay you, right? It's government confirmed. You kena senang, you kena mempermudahkan. But you look at the interface, it's really quite at a very dire state, if I may say. And secondly, lots of uncertainty when we introduce SST, because you could actually hit people on the different SST peraturan. Or in this case, guidelines.
The loopholes?
Yeah, it's not loopholes. Yeah, you can call it they're plugging all these loopholes. But at the same time, also causing lots of uncertainty. I give an example. More tenants, right, are subjected to 8% SST when they pay their rents. But whereby their electricity and water bill, right, they also pay to the master, more operator. It's not subjected to SST until recently. So they all got shocked because you know that business you need to budget, like our family as well. Like my children, my child want to go to private school, then to start budgeting. But all this out of budget shock, right, would actually make our retail businesses having a very pessimistic views on their prospect. Not only that, there is also another, I think, under the Services Tax Act, Section 12B, that now allow also so-called contract workers. You know that in Kilang, right, many factories, actually most of the workers, they are contracted.
Yes.
Yeah, they are locals, they are Malaysians, but they are contracted. Say if you work with Intel, you don't work with them directly.
The
many,
local,
they are
agency.
local so-called manpower agencies. Now, right, all their EPF, SOCSO, or when they claim their mileage, all are subjected to SST. So one company, and if I may share, right, is a very big so-called logistic delivery company. Now we have a lot last mile delivering parcels, right?
Yes.
They employ tens of thousands of people.
Betul.
So every month they are subjected to extra 2 to 3 million
Why?
ringgit of SST. And they ask why exactly, because they have been paying SST, the default SST for a long time. But now they are forced to pay extra SST. So then now they are thinking, isn't this a one layer thing? Like I pay SST, itu sudah lah. But now it's like, oh, suddenly here I can get hit. And then on electricity bill I can get hit.
Delivery people get hit with SST?
It's not the delivery people, but the manpower agency. The
okay,
company.
okay,
The company. It's
okay.
not the person. But again, there are ripple effects, right? So eventually it might also impact the income.
Yeah.
So when manpower needs to pay more, they say, oh
will
sorry,
cut
they'll
from
cut your
the
increment or
payment.
whatever. You can't claim too much, right? Which is really uncertain.
Yeah.
It gave a lot of uncertainty, and I must also highlight that I've written to MOF, I've written to KSP, our number one in MOF, telling them about these things, and it's not something that's very small because it impacts the whole market. It impacts all the global brands because it's usually those that use these manpower agencies are big companies, like cosmetic companies, those so-called merchandisers, right? And our cosmetic specialists sitting in the shopping mall, they are under the contract label agency. So we are talking about investment climate and the confidence on the country.
Oh
really.
my God, that sounds insane.
Yes, so I hope, I think they can continue to listen and give timely and prompt feedbacks and updates.
Okay, I might not sound so smart right now, but I'm just gonna ask you, was this all like part of the SST plan when it was implemented?
No, it wasn't.
So when was
But
this
that's why it's something
enforced?
that is like really implemented in a very unplanned way, in my opinion. Because if you're telling people, first year I'm going to do this, third year I'm going
There
to
should be a
introduce it.
timeline, right?
There should be a timeline and certainty. But looking at how the policy makers on top, right, the bureaucracies work, they're thinking like, oh, there are loopholes, so let's plug this. And there are things that I can collect to reach my KPI, so let's do this. So that creates really a lot of grievances and dissatisfaction.
Do you think
among
this
businesses.
was enforced because they're trying to mitigate the financial situation in the country?
They are given KPIs, but they are of course the easier way to do it and also the harder way. Harder way is you really need to work harder to find out all these culprits that don't pay. But on the other hand is to introduce more measures. and in my opinion is unfair. And given now really the retail businesses are suffering due to many factors.
Yes.
Some are seeing competition from the online portal.
Of course.
From abroad, very big platform companies. Apart from that, SMEs are especially doing not very well. Don't talk about data center, all the big investment, all these small businesses.
Yes.
They are struggling.
Okay. You know, last week I managed to interview Datuk Sri Ahmad Maslan.
Okay.
And he was like one of the major faces of GST.
Oh yeah, the goreng.
but okay, putting aside that, he said that the winnings of Johor and Negeri Sembilan was most like among the reasons why there was a shift in Chinese voters, because most, I don't know, I don't want to be stereotypical here, but most businesses are very, very like
Upset.
Unhappy.
Unhappy.
Unhappy,
Okay.
betul. Dengan SST punya system, and he did mention all these things that you've said. So he's like, diorang pun nak GST balik. But that's a very broad surface statement. But there is some relations to what you've just said, because these are businesses, and even Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers have spoken about it.
Yes.
Malay Chambers of Commerce, Chinese Chambers of Commerce, they all have spoken about it since last year.
Yeah.
They all have spoken about it. And Ahmad Maslan just spoke about it last week, and you're talking about the exact same thing now.
So of course I could relate why Datuk Sri Ahmad Maslan wanted to endorse his GST nasi goreng because he is the very strong advocate of GST back then. I remember that. But to simplify, right, to say that people voted against.
No, that's just one.
That's one.
One of the reasons.
Then I think there is a basis for that. It's not because of GST is good, but among two, no one like taxes, right?
Yes.
But among two, right, at least GST has that certainty.
Okay.
Apparently so. Now, especially after SST regime, right, keep changing, keep amending, having more peraturan. You don't expect to send your admin for training every 3 months, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's cost. That's business cost. And given the very unfriendly really system to key in, to submit, and strong penalty, and apart from that, you don't know whether it's again multi-tier or single tier because you get slapped here and there and many ways.
I think the issue now is this sudden surprises, right?
Sudden surprises.
Okay.
And be it whether you make money, mind you, whether you make money or not, right?
Kena bayar.
You kena bayar.
Tapi kalau GST dia tengok you punya
GST they are offsets lah. You kena bayar juga when you consume something. But if you are not the end consumer, you get the so-called, you can actually get a rebate.
Okay.
A refund, sorry, not rebate. Yeah.
Pakatan Harapan during 2018, SST was one of the major campaign material.
Yeah.
And it was successfully implemented lah until today. Would you say you're doing a U-turn now?
I can only represent my own voice. I don't think the party wanted me to represent the party.
Okay.
Or I can't represent the party.
You represent the people, the
I
businesses.
represent my views and some of the businesses, right? I spend a lot of time with SMEs because I really look at their situation as very challenging. I believe, yes, it warrants really relook at the tax regime. Whether you call it GST or VAT or what, it's actually just multi-tier or single-tier tax collection mechanism. And to look at it to facilitate, really to make especially small businesses' life easier. And at the same time, you allow export competitiveness. SST wouldn't have that. Because if it's a multi-tier, you allow people to get actually to get the refund, right? So it would actually not pass on the cost. Yeah, for you to do export, it's also easier because you can actually, you say I'm selling to consumers abroad, so I get to claim back my credits. That's better in that sense. But we are also mindful that there's some conditions. Some would say gaji tak cukup. You have to wait until the people what do you call that, median salary and all that to reach certain stage. I do believe we should also look at it. But at the same time, why don't we kickstart the discussion? We shouldn't demonize one tax regime. Maybe a tax regime that was not suitable 10 years ago, about 10 years ago, 2018. Why don't we relook at it? You get my point?
Yes.
Yeah. You shouldn't take a very emotional state on it.
This is great. This is like my follow-up question. Mungkin emosi sikit ramai. We are no doubt looking ahead to GE16, regardless this year or next year. Do you think this would be weaponized into political material as well?
You mean
campaign.
The tax?
The tax.
It's now.
And you have businesses supporting it, like.
It's actually not accumulated into a feeling. And SST is only part of it. Remember the e-invoice, a lot of really bureaucratic red tapes, and also a lot of extra work that force small businesses to employ extra headcount to just handle all these things.
Yes, betul.
Bukan buat duit lah, it's just to maintain. It's a cost.
Bookkeeping.
It's a cost, bookkeeping and all that. So yes, it now has actually culminated into a emotion that the government is not friendly to small businesses. They are friendly to big data center. You have a green lane, I remember, right? And MIDA giving a lot of tax incentive, but GDP seems doing well, but the general people, public don't feel it. I think this is the biggest problem of the current government. That whatever and how good all these top line news become, right? Sinar Harian headline, wow, GDP 5.5%, but people don't feel it.
Because it's the emotional well-being and the...
It's really hitting them because GDP, the way it calculates, right, is total. So big business can do well because data center came from abroad, right? When they are doing their business here, conducting business here, it's counted as Malaysia GDP. But small businesses don't feel that their business are getting better.
And
just ask a simple pasar malam traders.
And the small businesses are the voters.
They are the voters, thousands of them, millions of them, right?
Yeah.
So I believe do not really get yourself in a bubble.
Yeah.
and really get really comfortable with only these figures.
You know what, maybe I love the fact that you said the website was like the first problem. So technically UI UX is the one making
You're right.
benda tu first step je.
It's first step, and things can be really automated. And just one example, why do we need to pay SOCSO and EPF using different platform?
Betul. Why
Why
can't
can't
everything
we?
just be one?
Yes.
Zakat,
Whatever I have
whatever.
contributed last month, I just one click,
Yeah.
sama je.
I agree.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
they
was-
say ACTA lah, this, that lah. I remember last time we tried to push an Omnibus Act, ACTA
Yes.
Omnibus,
Yeah.
that streamline everything.
Yes.
Where is it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a good question.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah. So
ask the people.
You really need MPs susah lah. We are monitoring, right? You need deputy minister, the whole cabinet that functions to be very SMEs friendly
Okay.
and people friendly.
People friendly too.
Sekarang is just rhetoric lah. Because people on the ground don't feel it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wow. Congrats to Ahmad Mazlan. I think hopefully very soon the GST conversation, he'll be happy to begin.
Yeah, that's great. You can start together with him.
I don't mind if he invited me. Yeah,
Kita boleh,
in the dapur,
we
right?
can bincang here. Okay, we can do masak a cook-off together. Cakap pasal GST.
Yeah, but I wish to unpack a lot more things.
Okay.
Not just about voting yes or no.
Okay, you know what? Next round of interviews, I'm gonna invite Ahmad Masan and you together, satu table, and
no
kita
problem.
bincang pasal ni.
Okay.
Okay. My next question, because you already mentioned a few times on data centers.
Okay.
It's my favorite topic because the
Oh.
whole world is burning.
Yeah,
So let's start. It's been, my God, the weather has been so hot. Baru je tadi hujan, but it's been like jerebu. Okay, fine, jerebu haze is because of the because of other reasons, but.
Okay.
We are getting hotter. We are all getting hotter. The whole world, the whole
Right.
country. So there has been there has been evidence showing that data centers are the ones contributing to it, right? Environmental, the weather, the water, semua. And Selangor has approved up to nearly 40 data centers, the new data centers
Yep.
construction, and
Yep.
there is a bunch in Johor, and I am in fear of more data centers to come.
I see.
This is very biased of me, I'm sorry. But in general, what do you think?
I don't blame general public for having really some negative perception on
Okay.
data center because it's enclave, right? If you look at the building, it's pretty close up, and the security is really tight.
Yeah.
So from the onset, it looks like a prison sometimes. But we do have very nice data center. I think in terms of at least its building structure and all that. But the gist of the problem is really a lot of engagement are needed. I told the data center that come to Selangor also to engage your neighbors, your surrounding, because Selangor, especially say PJ, right, is a very dense place.
Yeah.
Shah Alam as well.
It is.
So you need a lot of engagement for people to understand. I do not say let's reject data center 100%.
Yes,
but
agree.
we need to be very careful because it's really a big energy and water cruncher.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes up lots of energy and water. While it is still, I think, within our acceptable level now, but in the future, what about if you're running out of water, for instance, right?
I
Look
mean,
at-
did we forget Selangor didn't have water for years?
for a long time.
Yeah.
But they will tell you the Langat 2 will soon be in operation, blah, blah, blah. But my question first is on this, whether it is berbaloi for us to spend things on this. But second is definitely outcome. Do not just value or measure the investment value because one GPU is really causing how much, right? So sometimes when the top line say 5 billion, 10 billion, people don't feel it, there is a reason.
Yeah.
Because data center don't employ really a lot of people.
Yes.
They didn't create many job opportunities until you really push all this data center on three things.
Okay.
I must mention, first is actually the local content. And do you have or meet the local contents, and do we set local contents for all these companies? Secondly, the job opportunities created. Like how are you going to train and also upskill all these people? Third, last but not least, is how do you build that downstream from the data center you have?
Yeah.
Because they are mega scale data center that really are serving global customers.
Yes.
Some are not local, so you don't see them. To me, it's important to look at economic spill, manpower, talent building, and also third is really the water and energy to see how and whether do we have sufficient supply of water and energy solely for more and more data center.
Yeah.
So we have to, but we should not discount the fact that I think TNB is happy because they are selling more electricity to all
Yeah.
these people, and our tariff is artificially lower than our
Okay.
neighbors. That's actually one of the reasons why they come here.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too. I think we shouldn't boast ourselves and say because Malaysia is attractive
Yeah.
destination, blah blah blah. Simply, we have land cheaper than Singapore,
Yeah.
and our water and electricity tariff are also lower because
So
we,
sebab kita lagi murah je lah.
sebab kita lagi murah je.
And kita ada tanah lagi besar lah.
Tanah kita masih ada lah
Masih
compared
ada.
to
Okay.
compared to Singapore. That's why most of them are actually concentrated in Johor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
reason because it's nearer to Singapore.
Yeah. I mean,
Why-
like-
why it's not a Thai border?
Yeah. Exactly, right?
That's for a reason.
I mean, it's Banjir all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of water there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So
this is
it's a
true.
spillover.
Okay. Satu benda. Since we're talking about data centers and also PJ, because you're the PJ MP,
Right.
there was a discussion a few months ago about how PJ doesn't have a government public hospital. And like they were questioning how the data center dapat the tanah, which is basically the size of a proper hospital.
Oh, that's very interesting comparison.
Yeah, they were actually saying that, but then they come out. The ministry came out with like Taman Medan punya
Yeah.
tanah untuk
Yeah.
buat kat situ.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? What's the situation kat situ?
Mm.
Okay, I am from KL and I did grow up in PJ as well. Like
Right.
I do know the streets, not the streets lah, but you know I know my way around. But PJ is very dense
Yeah.
and it's like my God, the roads are so macam
Yeah. Well, people definitely PJ is I think to KL people is part of KL.
Yeah,
right?
betul.
Yeah. So I think no surprise to that. But it's just that comparing apple and oranges, I think don't just simply it don't jive because the land of hospital definitely we wanted a more prime land.
Yeah.
But that's not the problem of data center. That's actually a problem of state government that disallow the hospital to be located at a more prime area, which is in my case, right? I suggested Container National.
Okay.
If you know the place, it's more prime, and it's not subjected to worsening traffic congestion.
why don't you explain sikit Container National dekat mana for the people to understand?
Is is located at in that case Sunway Mentari.
Okay,
Sunway Mentari, and next to Federal Highway. So it's
okay.
easy. It's an intersection between Federal Highway and our LDP.
Okay.
Yeah, so that makes really traveling easy and more strategic.
Yes.
However, the state government say that tanah mahal lah.
Oh,
So
okay.
they wanted to keep that as their revenue, which I disagree because it's people that are more important.
Of course.
So isn't that the
Healthcare
land?
and people
Exactly.
are the most important.
And the fact that the land commands that prime value, right, is because of the hardship of people in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
They are working, they are living around there, right?
Yeah.
Then when they demand a hospital, you say that the land is too expensive. But without the people, I don't think the land would be that expensive.
Betul.
So in that part, right, I really disagree. But falling short of really be able to influence the decision, they land on probably the second best location, which is Taman Medan, which I hope the government will really honor the words because I've been pushing for this issue for a long time.
Okay.
Since 3 years ago.
Okay.
And for PJ people, it's more than 3 years lah. Kita tak ada hospital, you know that? I mean, PJ is strange.
PPUM.
PPUM is a teaching hospital,
Yeah.
and it's located in KL, mind you. But next to BJ lah.
Borderline lah.
Yeah, and it's not really public. You need to
Yeah,
pay
it's more-
semi-private fees.
Yeah.
And apart from that, tak ada lah. Many of patients will refer to KL,
Yeah.
Hospital KL, HKL.
HKL, yeah.
If not, then Shah Alam.
Yes.
If not, then Sungai Buloh.
Yes.
If not, then Sedang. Equally far, right?
Yeah.
It's strange after so many years, right? So I hope this will materialize.
Okay.
Seriously, Tasnim to me is one of the very important commitment by the federal government and state government. Now, no excuse. Federal government, same government.
Yes.
State government is the same government.
Yes.
No excuse.
And the MB is also in Parliament.
Yep.
And can raise it as well.
Yeah, and it's also the MB and the Prime Minister are from the same party.
Yes.
PKR.
Yes. And also you're there. You can also
I push for that.
Yeah.
So I hope it will be received well.
Okay,
And
alright.
implemented effectively.
My God, so scary kalau. I mean, when you put it that way, there's no near hospitals in the location.
Exactly.
Emergencies are insane. Like everything is so crucial in terms of you're racing against time,
In
right?
the past 2 years, what I receive sometimes is hospital bills from PPUM.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
simply because they couldn't travel far. It's
Yeah.
emergency.
Yeah.
Then they were slapped with a hefty bill.
You know what? I love that you raised this because can we talk a little bit dulu about
Boleh.
funding,
Okay.
allocations?
Yeah. So now, please look for someone that acts as an agent
Yes.
between the ICU and the rakyat.
Yeah.
So look for the agent.
Oh my god, dah lah nama
Yeah.
dia ICU.
ICU, yeah, related to hospital.
Yes, exactly. My God. So, okay, tak apa.
Yeah.
Let's focus first on the financial things because we
Okay.
want to habiskan about the. I want to talk about the fact that the Trust Companies Act that
Oh,
you
okay.
mentioned about it before
Right.
this on the Trust Companies Bill, because currently cash trust
Mm.
sits in a gray area between SSM and Securities Commission, right? So how should we be streamlining this? What's the issue like the people are facing when it comes to issues macam ni?
It's a great area where people capitalize on
Okay.
and to really enrich themselves. So cash trust, in my opinion, right? But if you're selling financial products, it has to be regulated under SC.
Okay.
They have done it finally after I make noise since last year. So starting 1st January, it's under the purview of Security Commission. However, and how daring, right? Some companies actually brought this to for judicial review.
Yes.
If you are
Why?
reading, they say SC doesn't have that full power, full authority in investigating me, which we'll leave it to the court. Of course, I can't be sub judice, right? But after that, to me, the first thing for the government to do is really to again close this loophole.
Okay.
Because I think many people suffered financial losses,
Yes.
and had no way really to reclaim back their money.
Yes.
Because this is operated under a very grey structure. You have before that, when I asked, right, who jaga this cash trust, they say it's SSM.
Okay.
A company apa tu, Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia lah, Companies Commission.
Yeah.
Like, isn't SSM is there to help us register a company
Yeah.
and not to monitor?
Exactly.
So it's strange and it's really outdated.
Yeah.
So that's again about the lawmaking activism that we are talking about.
Okay.
We need really more and more MPs that keep pushing, that have longer sitting hour, that can draft our own bills, which are still missing now.
Yeah.
In the current government, no matter how great they say lah, the government is a progressive government, we have done a lot, but
Okay.
we do not see fundamental change in this to quickly respond to I think the grievances of the people, and then legislatively, right,
Okay.
solve the problem.
You know, it's ironic because everything we've discussed here
Mm.
is basically involving money and the people.
Yes, and you see a gap,
Yeah.
right? So the people, their money, their savings, probably their retirement funds,
Yes.
just siphon out day by day.
But this
It's
is
crazy.
related to scams as well, right? Like,
If I say they are scammers, probably I get sued.
Okay,
But I
okay.
will name a company.
Okay.
But in this case, they are really, in my opinion, they are doing a very smart, syndicated operations.
okay.
And has also had a way to really clean up.
My
Yeah.
God.
So again, let me take this opportunity to remind people,
Okay.
be very mindful on cash trust when they talk about cash trust, and do your own due diligence before you make your decision to put in your money.
And also, easy money doesn't come rolling, right?
Yeah, no free lunch, right?
Yeah.
There is no free lunch.
Easy
And
money is.
some of the scheme promise you 20%
Yes.
a year, 15%. While it might sound, maybe they can do it, but really they are not regulated fully. So now these things is under judicial review. And how funny is a company, is a cash trust company that brought this, and bringing this, I think, against the Security Commission.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm paying close attention though. So if there are more bad behaved industrial players, we will call for hearing again,
Okay.
and we might call the private sectors to come
Would
to
you
testify.
would you bring it up to the special committee as
I
well?
have written to them.
Okay.
I've written to them. So we are closely monitoring. So mind you, we are not only be able to call the government agencies. We can call private sectors to come and testify.
Okay.
So watch out.
Okay. Serious. Okay. So another role, aside from all the financial economy stuff that you hold, you are also the Sustainable Energy Development Authority board, right?
Okay.
Okay, so we want to talk about the renewable energy by 2050 punya target, which
Okay.
is like 70%, right?
Yes,
Ah.
70% RE capacity, install capacity.
Yes. That is for commercial and residential solar adoption.
All in, all
All
RE.
lah, semua lah,
So
semua.
hydro and all that.
Okay,
Yeah.
and also the RMK 13 punya plan for national adoption plan, prioritizing climate resilience and everything that is like and
All these buzzwords,
yeah. Like, kalau I cakap sekarang pun,
Yeah, but-
this is all environmental stuff. So
Let me quickly point to
okay.
the urgency.
Okay.
Because there is an act that's very important.
Okay.
It's called Climate Change Act lah. Akta Perubahan Iklim. Orang Undang-Undang Perubahan Iklim, RUPIN. It should be passed long ago. It should
Okay.
be passed at least last sitting in bila? I think June, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but however, it was postponed.
Okay.
And it's not the first time it was postponed. And to me, it's very disappointing because such an important bill.
Yeah.
Now, I think today's news, I've been reading, they say they're going to bring this to October.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but see how we do not put climate change, and you talk about heat wave.
Yes.
And we all know heat wave killed thousands of people in this world, right? So extreme weather, banjir in PJ.
Yes.
So all these issues, right, actually require our seriousness and attention. However, I do not see the government is, I think in this case, right, putting this even as a priority. Because climate change without a framework,
Yeah.
how to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you need at least a basic framework. So please get it passed as soon as possible and make it your reform package.
You know, I feel like it's crazy. We're in 2026, and we're gonna be like 2030 in like, I don't know,
Yeah,
4 more years.
4 more years.
4 more years. Sorry, my maths. 4 more years, and kita tak ada climate change act.
Dia tak ada climate change
That's
act.
crazy, right?
And to me, it's stupid. It's not just crazy.
Yeah.
Because starting next year, European Union is going to impose us carbon tax. Meaning, if we don't tax our own industries, because most of our industries are export oriented. If we don't tax them, bodoh lah, because you are letting other people to tax you.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're still subjected to tax when you export products to EU, and very soon, I believe, other regions, in this world lah, we also be implementing a carbon tax. So if we don't tax it for our own use to mitigate banjir,
Yeah.
to do, we know that, I mean, coming from Kuantan, I know our seashore, right?
Yes.
It's
Oh my
a big
God,
erosion. Yeah, hilang.
We're like-
We are losing lands.
We're like sinking.
Yes,
The
our
quantity-
farmers,
yes.
our MOA, our food security,
Yes.
all will be at stake, right?
Yes.
But I'm just seeing inaction of the people on climate change, and to me, is one of the most important thing, and they should make it a reform package. Yeah, it's part of the very important reform.
Yeah.
Yeah, but tak nampak lah.
Sebab tak seksi ke climate change ni?
But ask orang muda, ask youth.
Yeah.
They all paying a lot of
Oh
attention.
my God.
And I
Climate
believe
change is like the
even our
biggest,
generation.
yeah.
Yeah. When we shop right now, you
Yeah.
look at all the brands. They are talking about sustainability.
Yes.
They are talking about ESG.
Yes.
Government spend millions on SDG.
Yes.
There's even SDG center. But do not just, I think, give rhetoric.
You know what? Like, okay, dekat Johor dengan Negeri Sembilan punya election, right? Maybe it's very state focused, but you don't hear anything about sustainability or environment.
That's sentiments politics lah.
Yalah,
I
tapi
mean,
macam
yalah, really,
Kalau you
it's
nak
sad.
make sure pokok, I mean you punya tanaman, you punya buah-buahan, you punya farms are like performing. Climate change is a huge issue, right?
Yeah, though Malaysia is a small contributor compared to other big countries.
But locally,
but we still have to do things.
Yeah.
Commitments are
Yes.
very important. And we have already promised, as you say, 70% RE
Yes.
and the net zero, blah, 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 right? So to me, it's important to walk the talk.
Yeah.
At the same time, ensuring also our political landscape now, I think culture is quite toxic.
Yeah.
The way I look at Johor, Negeri Sembilan, and other elections, because I have long memories. It seems like indifferent to the campaign runs in the 80s or 90s. Yeah, because I attended some campaigns when I was in high school.
Okay.
It's still the same topic. It's sentiment politics. It's someone telling the Chinese one thing, and then the Malays telling Malay one thing, and then just drive their vote and then try to get their votes without really talking about all these important policies.
Yeah. And I think that all these important policies affect everyone regardless of race and religion, right?
That's right. Yeah. Let's push or pull our focus back really to something that's important, as you have said.
Okay.
Mm.
Before we talk about politics.
Tak ada masa lah kot.
No, we need to talk about politics.
5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Cepat-cepat. After 17 tahun, you stepped down from the PKR Council, Leadership Council. Personally, have anybody asked you how do you feel about it?
Personally, you mean my wife or?
Yeah, like your family. Do you have their support?
Of course, my friends and many really people, even strangers, they drop by. PJ is a nice place.
Okay.
People will drop by and say, "We support you. Don't worry. We understand." Yeah. Even sometimes I bump into some high flyers, corporate people. They told me, "YB, I actually stay in PJ. Please continue on what you have been doing." Yeah. But of course, there probably some haters as well that thought maybe I should be quiet. I should just toe the line, do nothing, right? Because then I wouldn't make them look very bad.
I cannot stop from thinking. You've mentioned this is a very toxic political culture right now. Is it from the inside or is it from the
really.
outside?
To be fair, I don't entirely blame PH, especially PKR in this case. I think toxic politics, I think everyone contributes to it.
Okay.
But the fact that PH rally, right, and gain support on the platform of hope.
Yes.
Meaning we really
literally harapan is
literally
hope.
moral high ground.
Yeah.
Literally you cannot really be tainted.
Yeah.
You have to be someone that people feel hopeful
Yes.
of. If not, ngapa nak pilih kan? I think that's the reasons why majority of people supported Pakatan Harapan.
Okay.
But now I think it's really at the crossroads.
Tapi you also dah hilang harapan.
Pakatan Harapan masih ada lah. But to me, I am not telling my feeling. I'm just showing objectively if things don't change, as I've mentioned many times, really Pakatan Harapan will have a tough time.
Okay.
Yeah, moving forward.
Can I just ask you about the ICU? Tadi I tanya sikit tapi you tak.
Oh, okay.
Just sikit je because you
Dah
are literally affected by it, right? Firstly, the promise was equal allocation masa campaign election.
Yeah.
Clearly, itu tidak dilangsaikan. It wasn't carried out. Syed Saddiq has been a massive vocal individual MP speaking out for 3 years. Siap. He went into entertainment to get money for his local people.
Yeah. Do you suggest I need to do the same?
I don't know, maybe. Tapi
With your support.
boleh. Tapi YB, now that you are also part of this, how do you feel?
I am actually quite emotionless because after all has happened, right? I would rather see this from a third-party point of view.
Okay.
I mean, looking at how a political party and a coalition promised reform, promised change, right? And you wanted to give equal allocation to people simply because you believe in fairness and you believe in justice. So, and now it's not honor. So, I think it's not really for me to comment as a victim or as someone that really don't have peruntukan since 3 months. 3 months ago.
3 months already.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So kena buat macam Syed Saddiq dah.
And you kena tolong bayar bill hospital semua.
Yeah. So but apart from that, I thought it's good just to let public judge whether you honor your promise, whether how do you treat your own people, and if you really can't treat your own people, I think equally, and how do you expect people will believe that you do the same for the rakyat? Right. So all these things will come, and to me, objectively speaking, any party, any coalition that comes to government, they should do it.
Okay.
They should, and either through enactment, peruntukan saksama, RUU, or either you should park all this funding away from PMO and park it to the parliament. Meaning, it's easy. The budget you pass to Parliament first for Parliament to disperse. And then you have a joint committee, pembangkang and kerajaan and ada yang tengah-tengah, all come together lah, and then manage all this collectively.
It shouldn't be politically motivated.
It shouldn't be weaponized. It shouldn't really, victimizing me is one thing, but you're victimizing really 200,000 people in PJ, another 200,000 in Subang, 100,000 in Ampang, and do you want more to come? Macam one by one kan? It's like I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. I just know. Okay. This is maybe a lot of people are feeling this, right? What was the reason given why you were cut from the allocation?
No reason.
No reason.
No
Just
reason.
and you
No black and white.
right now you belum resign daripada your parliamentary position. You are still the PJMP. You did not resign like what Wang Chan did this week.
Yeah.
And you did not resign from like Rafizi did when he and Nick Nazmi did. You are still a PKR member. You are still an MP, and you are still a headcount for the current government to be in power, right? And you and a few others were fully removed from allocations without any excuses or reasons.
No, it's funny, and it's really like if you're working in Sinar Harian one day, you didn't get your access to enter the building, and they don't tell you why. It's like apa jadi. So to me, it's really waiting for the reply from the disciplinary committee, which I thought they should at least reply my letter. It's again strange.
Ask them to reply.
Yeah, I mean, I've written the letter a month ago, so it's really time. No matter how far it is, right? 1 month is enough for you to do your thing and give a platform for really myself to further explain, or for the party to take a decision, right, or make a judgment.
Okay, alright.
That's due process.
Okay, so sebelum kita akhir,
Yeah.
kita kena tanya soalan the golden question.
Oh, boleh tak jawab?
Boleh jawab secara jawapan sendiri. It doesn't have to be yes or no. Will you be joining Bersama?
Oh, Bersama.
Yes.
Bersama
Parti
is a
Kancil.
political. Oh, okay, the yellow.
Will you be joining Rafizi, Nick Nazmi, and Wang Chen?
Well, this is usually the results, right? But the process and the niat lah, we call it, is actually more important. And to me, as someone that supports progressive politics, I've never joined other party before. PKR is my first party, and how many years you mentioned? 18 years, 17 years, right? Oh, my youthful age.
Yes.
I'm still young, man.
You're still young now.
Many of my productive time, youthful ages, actually I dedicated to the cause.
Yes.
I don't think I want to give it out. So it's really about the vehicle, which one will carry the country and the right yard forward to allow a space for progressive politics. You look at it, it's very toxic today. And it's 3R is about I hentam you for your on your personality, on it's about demonizing that. I don't think it's healthy. So I'm looking for really a good space for me to advocate this. Yeah. So meanwhile, you will come to that question, yes or no. I will reserve that really for when the time comes. But now, as I said, priority is really to have a really professional reply from the party. That's the least I expect now from the party.
Okay. Tapi ada satu soalan before we end, because this Sunday DAP will be going to vote.
Oh, I'm not a DAP
Yes,
member.
you are not a DAP
Kadang-kadang people
member.
lihat Cina ni DAP.
Yes.
Actually, it's not true. Clarify.
Betul.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely. You are a PKR member. Tapi you are a coalition
Yang
partner.
nakal. Oh, coalition partner.
Coalition partner.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you think? Will the AP stay in government or will they step out? And what's their impact? Because you are a PKR partner. I mean, you are the Pakatan Harapan. You guys are Pakatan Harapan, maksud I.
Okay.
And also, isn't it weird, like for a party, kalau dia keluar when the chairman is like the prime minister?
I think they have their own really anxiety in this case, and that caused them to call for this assembly.
Anxiety.
They have their anxiety.
Okay.
You can't feel it, right?
Of course I can feel it.
I think because they have rarely, right, the Chinese community especially, because still Chinese based lah, so it's multiracial.
Yes.
I mean, sorry to Bangi, Bentong and my friends, right? But it's still a Chinese based party, so I think they have rarely give a very high expectation to the community. Some are realistic, but some are not realistic, in my opinion. And I believe it is really now it's like a cushion. This EGM serve as a cushion for them to be answerable to those that promised to vote them, or those that have voted them in. And in my opinion, it actually makes a little difference because to me, the whole PH, not only DAP, are in serious problem. I wouldn't say it's existential crisis, but to me, it's a crisis that I think they have never seen before.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like asteroids coming.
Okay.
And looking at result in Negeri Sembilan in Johor, shouldn't you be worried if you are a PH chairman or you are a DAP leader, right?
Yeah.
So I think good luck, all the best to them. But to me, it's the whole thing that matters.
Okay,
I
tapi
think
yang patut keluar ke
did.
tak?
Up to them. I can't choose for them.
Tapi okay, impact
You nak dia keluar tak?
I don't know. I'm not objective here, but I'm neutral. But kalau dia keluar lah kan, let's say they leave the federal government, DAP leaves.
I can predict the consequence. I
Okay.
mean, whether yes or no, I can't say. If they choose to leave now, right?
Yeah.
The government will be severely weakened.
Okay.
So it's probably the election will be nearer.
Okay.
Kalau dia orang choose to stay, then probably it will prolong lah the current government.
Okay.
But whether it's good or bad for DAP, for PKR, for BN or PN, right? PN ada siapa sekarang? I a bit confused. But it's really anybody's calculation.
Okay.
Sebab ada yang calculate macam-macam.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's sad because I see the progressive politics are losing really space in the whole political narrative.
Okay, you know what? This comes to my question. A lot of people are talking about Mandani, Zohran Mandani, the New York mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's cool.
okay. Yes. Tu macam equivalent to us talking about the KL city mayor or something, I guess. But they really want a Mamdani in Malaysia, and people are calling it like, I don't know, people don't understand like politics ke apa, but they're saying the guy can come from PAS.
I mean, why not?
I would see,
but PAS say no to local election.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's a funny thing.
I would see it obviously from a PSM atau muda, maybe something like that. But I mean, social. I mean, he's an open
But if
socialist.
you are talking about mayor election, it's actually less on party, more on personality. So it's actually interesting. But you see now we are again stumble back upon the very old narrative.
Yes.
Like PAS will cakap something that very familiar. You mentioned that 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and BN also, and now even PH also. They are talking the same thing. Give me time. We need time, and and so to me, it's time to break it really, and then have something very different.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much, Habi. So mungkin kita akan see you
soon. Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I really want to see the Ahmad Maslan and YB talking about GST and SST.
I'll await your invitation.
All right,
sure.
Thank you everyone.
Tapi I tak boleh pantun.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay.
The world's unfolding, stories untold. Voices rising and we're breaking the mold. Fearless and bold, we're taking the lead. Empowering minds, planting the seed. Sinar Daily, shining bright. News that's bold, news that's right.